What's the best way to bully someone?
Punch them in the face.
Pictures.
Wet Willy.
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. But let's get into it.
A what, Willie?
Yeah, I was thinking of just really classic bullying methods.
Yeah.
A Wet Willy.
Oh,
a
underwear
noogie.
over the head.
Yeah, that's called a what's that called? A wedgie.
Wedgie.
A wedgie. When you put them in the toilet and
That's
what's
probably
that
the
one called?
worst.
What's that one called?
Swirly.
A swirly.
Swirly, yeah.
Good job.
Good job. Has that happened to you?
Stuffing them in the locker.
Shoving them in the locker. There's one more I'm thinking of. Oh, taking their lunch money.
Throwing
Oh,
eggs at
dude.
them and blowing feathers.
What?
Throwing
yeah.
water on them and blowing feathers.
That's like
That's-
more movie-esque.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not even.
That's what these were
Yeah, yeah.
all very movie.
that is not an accessible tactic.
These
Where
were
are you gonna pull
all-
out feathers from?
Where are you going to stuff a human into a locker from?
I've seen these.
Yeah,
the
that
ones that
probably
I named,
happens.
I've seen.
You've
them.
seen somebody take an underwear and put it over somebody's head.
I've done that to my own brother. I was like, let me see if this is possible. He's like, no. And then it was possible.
Really?
A wedgie
don't-
is so. I've picked up people using the wedgie.
But you can't make it to their head.
Do you want to bet?
Do you want to find out? Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying it's not possible.
Yeah, I went with the like modern take of bullying because that
Pictures.
pictures like if
Oh,
either
like,
like
social media.
social media, like old
editing one?
pictures, like provocative pictures, like that's like
Wait, that's kind of your thing.
That one's
So are you a
bad.
bully?
provocative pictures.
No, I meant like editing a picture or like using old pictures.
What do you mean?
Like
Editing a
you
picture?
take pictures, like pictures that you have, you use as ammo.
What do you mean?
Like the Faraz picture, the one with it was like really distorted of his face,
Oh,
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
put them all on shirts and wore them for his birthday.
Yeah. That wasn't bullying. That's like honoring.
That's what I said. Is
But
like,
like,
that counts in kind of like a roasting.
yeah, I wouldn't say that's like bullying.
What you're
Unless-
talking about, I think, is the worst out of
Yeah,
these.
that's what I was thinking of.
A fight, you get in a fight, whatever. But the pictures
Yeah.
on the internet, I remember when we were in high school, social media started becoming a big thing, and the office and police, they didn't know how to deal with when a picture was leaked of somebody,
Yeah,
a nude,
yeah.
or like whatever it might
And
have
like the
been.
girl's life's like sort of ruined, especially in that moment.
At that stage,
Yeah, that's like really sad. And
I-
like everyone knows about it, and everyone's like, "Yo, have you seen it?"
and
Like,
it
have you-
spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everybody has it on their phones.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like 2 megapixel. Like
yeah, there's only one person in my high school I can remember, and everybody knew about it.
that's so sad.
Yeah, but you
There-
know who else? Vanessa Hudgens. That was
Oh yeah,
that was at the same era.
Wait, there was a website when I was in high school.
it was a whole like leak of like all these celebrities. And,
No,
like,
no, no, not celebrities.
Oh.
It was of
Of the
students
students,
of the school.
someone made
There
a
was
website.
there was a directory. I don't know if it was
Yo, that's
only exclusive
crazy.
from my school, because I think it was
a
all
whole
of the
county?
schools around the area. Yeah.
oh
it was like, I think it was categorized by county. I never went on it, but I heard about it, and they were like, "Oh, you can it's like a database."
That is whoever made that.
How many people are like leaking nudes that they have to have a directory?
So it became a game at one point where if somebody had, even if like they were in a relationship, if somebody was able to get a nude of somebody, they were like, yo, add it to the thing. And then
That's crazy.
I remember hearing about it, and I was like, it almost scared me a bit. I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's so bad. Like, and the girls were like frightened by this directory.
But I felt like there was this like energy around in middle and high school where we were scared shitless of taking pictures in tank tops, even because we were like, oh, it could get leaked. Like, was that not like a universal?
That
thing
might have
for
been like a
girls?
like Muslim thing.
No, but like girls, my friends that were American, were not like they weren't taking sexual pictures.
Oh no, they were
Because
taking
they were
sexual
worried.
pictures at my high school, posting it.
Yeah, and
And it
I
was
think it's
fine.
mostly with the popular girls, or like I don't think like
Ouch.
90%.
Amber, you were getting shoved in lockers, okay?
Yeah,
No, I
swirlies,
wasn't.
Swirlies.
Never.
the feathers.
You know what's the worst thing? If you had to ask me right now what was the worst bullying experience, I had to think of like one immediately. this one time I was sitting on a chair and there was blue ink all over the ground because it was like there for years. Like, who knows why it was on the carpet. And then everybody just started yelling like, Amber got her blue period. Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like,
That's something I
don't
would
know
use.
why it got like so far under my skin, but it really pissed me off. I was like, and then they were like, oh, it's because she's a Smurf. And then they just started
Very
calling.
good.
Then they started calling me Smurfy
Smurfy. Wait, why'd they call you a Smurf? Were you like super
because
short?
of the blue period.
But you weren't like physically, you didn't look like a Smurf at all? Or?
No,
Okay.
it was like
I mean,
specifically.
you got some Smurf features.
I don't. It was specifically because of the blue period.
Gotcha. Dang.
But that's pretty good. Like that's not bad.
I don't know. I can see like in high school, like anything you do what's
Yeah.
embarrassing, it just messes you up.
It depends on
It was
how you
middle
take
school
it too.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
some people they were able to just like roast back.
yeah.
But yeah, for some people, especially like a stray, if you caught a stray, like Amber's probably catching mad strays.
I was.
And then
In-
when collectively everyone agrees, even if like it never affects you,
Yeah.
But when everyone else agrees, that's when you're like, oh shit, like
I
how do
remember
stop
doing that
this?
a few times because I would like make jokes all the time.
Yeah.
And like I was always in competition with like other friends and stuff with like who can make the funniest joke. And if I ever like just started shooting out, jokes at strays, and then I felt bad afterwards because I was like, they didn't do anything. And then, it's like, you feel bad about that.
One time in high school, we were just messing around, like throwing paper airplanes and whatnot. And then, like, for some reason, we were just that bored. Like, we had nothing to do. So we're throwing paper airplanes. Usually, like, I'm not that type of student. But, when you have your homies in the class. So we're throwing paper airplanes. One of them, like, hit the teacher while she was, like, turned around.
Oh my
We
god.
blamed it on the kid that was sleeping. We're like, yo, it's Joseph. And then she's like, Joseph, why would you do that? And then he went to the principal's office. He was like, it's not me. I'm
my God.
sleeping. And we're just dying laughing.
See, this
That's
is why
good.
I said just punch them. Because at least a bully can, if you're being bullied and a bully tries to punch you, at least we could just fight it out. Let's forget all the nonsense. Let's just fight it out. Let's get this over with and move on.
We had like weeks at our high school where it was like fight week. And then it would be like people who have beef to settle, or like you would create some sort of thing, and then it was a schedule. Like it was very organized, and
That's
then
funny.
there would be different locations. The location would drop, and then everybody would gather there and then
Did
watch.
you go to a real high school?
I'm telling you,
Was
my
that
high school
real-
was crazy.
Our high school had like similar with the fighting stuff.
In
We-
middle school, there was after gym, there would be the ceremony that took place in the bathroom outside of the guys' locker room.
Ceremony.
The ceremony gong. I like it. And it was this guy. It was like four guys. I think they played football or something. It was like classic jocks, right? And one of them, he was like a fatter guy. The other guys would pin whoever was like, whose ever turn it was that week or whatever. Pin them down. It was usually like a scrawny, like nerdy kid or something. Pin them down. And then the fat kid would pull down his pants and then shove his butt in their face.
Oh,
Ew.
shit.
I forget what it was called. That's not a beef stew, is it?
I don't know what that is.
Ew.
But that's what he
crazy,
would do. And
Why did you say that? A beef stew?
isn't that what like you fart on somebody's
I don't
face
know.
or something, like from Sandlot?
Maybe.
But this was like
Ew.
that's like a bear. Like, bro, you're literally just spraying pink eye on somebody. Like,
crazy.
what's going on?
We had this other thing in our high school. I don't know if you guys know it. It's called nuggeting. And basically, you take somebody's backpack and then you take out all their stuff, flip it inside out, and then you put all their stuff back in. So basically, there's.
I like that though.
Yeah.
That's like way
So
less
we
harmful.
go crazy, basically. Like we took it to an extreme. Obviously, if you left your backpack unattended, you come back, it's nuggeted. Like
Oh
it's
my
it's
God.
done for. So like the annoying kids, what they would do to them is they would take their lunch, nugget them, throw the lunch inside the backpack, and then the most annoying kid, they zip tied it to the trash can, and then like the craziest one is they like put like a lock on the thing so they couldn't open it.
Someone always takes it too far.
Yeah. So they just
Oh
went
my
crazy.
God.
See,
But-
these are creative. I like these classic bullying methods. Now with the online
Yeah,
viral
it's
stuff,
not-
it's like it's actually scary. It's sad.
Now it's
'Cause
like
then,
who has more TikTok followers?
Because then it goes outside the school too.
yeah.
It just keeps getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
But to be fair, at that time, it felt like it was your whole world when things like this would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Because that's like a
because they
primal
have
age where
TikTok, they're only gonna feel like it's only a part of their world. That was like the only world we had.
No.
But the thing is, like, if it's your world, it's only there. Like, it's only in the school.
Yeah.
But with online now, it's like it bleeds into
Yeah,
outside
but
of the school.
at the time, it felt like it was our world. You
Yeah,
know what
but-
I'm saying?
but what I'm
like
saying
we
is,
didn't
like-
have the equivalent of like making it that big. It just was that big.
the effect, yes, like you think that this is my entire life, blah blah blah. But after you leave high school, and I know a lot of people, like I saw them at my high school reunion, who just like completely disassociate with what happened then because they have their lives ahead of them now. This is like a different. But when it comes to online stuff, like for example, imagine being the kid who said like, "I don't care, you broke your elbow," or other memes
Yeah.
of kids, and then that's their whole life. Like, what's the kid that says like, "Do you ever wish that you wish that you were," you know, he just keeps stuttering through the thing.
But that's like a video. Like if, for example, I think it's different to have like beef on TikTok. Like there's recently this girl put this video up about how she was rooming with this girl and dipped on her and doesn't associate with her anymore because of the fact that she felt like her friend was trying to holler at her boyfriend. And she was like, she like brought him a sandwich. She kept his sweater for a couple of weeks. And then that girl went and made videos. And she was like, hey, like we met at the same time. I gave him a sandwich because he built my dresser, blah, blah. And they went back and forth and people went from hopping to taking sides. Like they brought like real beef. I think cute ones are just like, if you're memed, it's not that bad.
Imagine being the crack kid, and then and then you're the crack kid all around school. You grow up, it's like, yeah, this is the crack kid. Everybody, remember him? Remember this video? I go to school with the crack kid.
But at least he went viral, right?
Yeah, but like that's your identity forever. It's crazy.
There's a kid in our high school, and he was like doing a tutorial on how to do the SpongeBob laugh. And that thing didn't go viral, but it went viral in our school. So everyone was flaming him, and everyone would like big up him, like, "Yo, you're the man." But obviously, like they were like joking about him.
You're the man.
So
Sad.
yeah,
That's so funny. Welcome back to Strange Flavors,
Flavors.
everybody. Why did you complete that?
I don't know. I just felt like I had to.
Okay.
The energy is low.
Okay, I got you.
Strange flavors.
All right, welcome back to Strange
Strange
Flavors,
Flavors.
everybody. The strangest and greatest podcast in the
in the
world.
world.
It's in the game.
It's in
You
high
said
school.
Maryland?
I said girl.
Oh, girl. You said high school?
Yeah, strangest and greatest podcast in the high school.
In the high school.
Yeah. My name is Feisty Faraz.
My name is Sneaky Shamir.
My name is Amber.
All right. I don't know if I love it.
Yeah.
You like the sound effects.
I had
The
minimal time to
sentence.
think about it.
Yeah.
Super wedgie over the head, Amber.
Okay, you're acting pretty feisty.
Ultimate wedgie. Ultimate wedgie, Amber. It's called an ultimate wedgie.
That's not even an A.
Yeah, but it has the same sound.
Ultimate.
That's not how that works.
Ultimate Amber. Yeah, ultimate.
Your name's Umber.
Umber.
No, it's
It's
not.
Umber. Ultimate Umber.
Yeah,
We're not doing that.
that makes sense. Okay, now when you get a wedgie over the head,
Oh god.
it is quite a crazy sensory overload that you might get. Some people might like it.
Okay.
A lot of girls these days, they like to give themselves a wedgie
What?
walking around
What are you saying?
in lingerie in
Oh,
regular
gotcha.
streets. Don't girls walk around with wedgies?
Like thongs and stuff.
But
Like
not even
really-
just thongs,
What?
like super,
Hold on.
like super tight
Yeah, super yeah, the
shorts and
strings,
yoga
yeah.
pants.
Okay, two things. Thongs don't give you a wedgie. They're intended to be in your ass crack.
But isn't that
But
like
that's a
wedgie
wedgie.
feeling?
It's not a wedgie feeling.
don't get the wedgie
You
feeling?
can't feel it at all. You
the
can't
heck?
feel a thong at all.
Dang.
It's like as if you're wearing nothing.
Nowadays they have like the, I don't know if it's like a thong or underwear, but it comes over the pants. Have you seen this?
What are you saying? Over the pants?
Yeah, like it, like you can see.
Oh, that's like a G-string that they're trying to like wear over, like an Ice Spice situation.
Right.
But
And you're telling me that you can't feel that. It's riding that. It's like up to their, it's past their belly button.
The string's typically longer if it has like jewels on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically longer, so it's like intended to
So
be that
do
way.
girls not get wedgies? Like, do you guys get wedgies?
So with a thong, you don't really get a wedgie, but like a G-string, you might feel kind of a sensation. But when you guys are saying pants, there are those gym leggings. It's kind of a trend to wear like gym leggings that are like
The gym ones go crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're called a butt scrunch.
so like that's not doing anything. Like that's not wedging you.
No, if anything, it's really comfortable.
Okay, all right. It looks like you're making a cast of your entire butt.
Nice, comforting, compressioned feeling.
Right. You know, we were talking about gyms last week, and I was just remembering the reason I don't like going to Planet Fitness is because there's so many people that dress this way, guys and girls. And I'm just like, I don't care what you wear, but it's like, it does become like a distraction at one point where it's just like, where are they coming up with these cuts of fabric? I saw a girl who was wearing a sweatshirt, but the sweatshirt was cut right at her chest.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a sports bra underneath, I guess. But it's literally like it has no
Function.
at all.
Yeah, your arms are staying warm.
Amber, stop it. Right now, that thing had no function. And I was just like you're just here to
Yeah.
flex what you got, I guess.
I mean,
go for it.
did she
but-
have something to flex?
I mean, it was just a rack
Did it
sticking
look
out with
good?
a hoodie on top. What do you want?
That sounds pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
A rack.
I guess it looks like Kanye inspired clothing all over Planet Fitness. That's why I
There's-
like going to family gyms. It's like, you know, you got middle-aged people that are
Yeah.
just like, I'm just here to work out. They're wearing like oversized stuff, which is wonderful. And like wear what you want, like to feel cool or whatever. Not cool in the sense of cool in the temperature, I mean. Like whatever helps you cool down, whatever. But like we know what's going on when you show up with certain clothing. And you're
What?
just doing too much. Like the guys who wear like literally just like it's two strings scrunched all the way. Their nipples are all the way out.
Yeah.
And their entire backs. It's like,
But like,
Just take it
imagine
off.
spending like 15 hours a week at the gym, okay? And you go to the beach once, twice a year. It's like, this is the only place where like you can work out and also wear clothes that are meant to be worn there. So it could be the butt scrunch leggings. Those are gym leggings. It could be a little crop top. It could be whatever.
you know, you have options. It's not like, it's meant to be worn at the gym. I guess I got to go stick my cheeks all the way
A
out.
lot of their personality is like around the gym, so they
Right.
want to look their like best.
Best at the gym. And it's like, you're
so it
working
becomes
so
about
hard.
other people.
No,
I-
it's not. It's
I
like,
think so.
personally, I feel like if you're spending that much time at the gym and you're working so hard on your body, and then you're like, well, like this is kind of like the only place where it's like you're not gonna wear a sports bra to the fucking grocery store, but like you can wear that to the gym.
Oh, they do it right after, and I see them at the grocery store too. They go from the gym to the grocery store.
But they usually put
wearing
a
the same
sweater
thing.
on or something.
She should what?
I say usually put a sweater on or something, like a pump cover.
Oh yeah, she has a sweater on. It's just that the entire sweater is cut off at areas where you want the eyes to be directed. Listen, wear what you want. I don't care, but it's just like I prefer the segregated gyms.
Oh my god.
It's just it's easier.
It doesn't motivate you. You're just like, yeah, let's go.
No, I'm like trying to find a place to focus, and I'm like, can't look there, can't look there, can't look there.
Can't look there.
And then the number of videos that have been going up of like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like guys staring at me at the gym. It's like, all right, well, what do you expect? I don't know.
Did you guys see that video of the girl? She's like doing the deadlift, and it's her whole ass is cut out of the leggings, and the guy is just sitting there like, what the fuck?
No, but I can imagine that video perfectly.
It's so good.
We were talking about sensory things when we talked about wedgies. I had a list of, I don't know, these are random. It was just top tier sensory overload aesthetics. Okay, you tell me what you think of these very specific niche things that might cause you some sort of a sensory overload.
Okay.
We'll start out simple. Okay, when your steps align to hit every crack on the sidewalk. Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're walking on the sidewalk and your foot is going on every single crack, or the opposite,
The block.
the block, not on the cracks, and then as you're walking on the blocks, they light up, and then Billie Jean starts to play.
Wait, what?
You've never had that? You're walking.
Yeah, you've
and then
never done
just
that?
Doom, 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 doom.
It's never happened.
You never had that?
So insane right now.
Have you never seen the Billie Jean music video?
No.
Do you know who Billie Jean is by?
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should watch the Billie Jean music video. okay, but the cracks
Okay.
or the blocks on the sidewalk?
I don't like the cracks, but the blocks. If it's like a square tile,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an amazing feeling. And your foot like perfectly lands on the square tile. That feels good.
Now, as you're walking, you're bound to eventually hit a crack.
Yeah, and it really does
throws-
piss me off.
yeah.
And
throws it
then,
off.
but then what do you have to do to correct it?
You have to step on another crack with your other
With
foot.
the other foot. There you go.
I don't do that.
Now you got
Yes.
it. Amber
I don't do that.
Amber is Billie Jean.
She's Billie Jean.
Okay.
It's usually at the corners where it starts turning, and you're like, ah, shit.
Okay. But do you feel it's just like there's a green bar in your head, and then like it'll be at yellow, but then when you step on the right block or crack, and then it fills all the way. The progress bar fills to green,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh.
For me, like we were never supposed to step on the crack because you know the saying like step on a crack.
Yeah.
It's on your mom's back or whatever.
I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in it either, but I feel like
But it was a
subliminally
thing.
it just like hit me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna step on this crack.
What are you stepping on cracks and calling you? Ami, how's your back?
It was more like
I'm so sorry.
when
She's
the
like,
blocks are like large. it's-
you just hear it like an anime from a distance. As soon as you step on a crack, you just hear. Yeah. What were you
These
saying?
are wild. Wasn't there a Fairly Odd Parents episode about that?
Yeah, there was.
When the blocks are like long, it's even more satisfying because then you have like less likelihood. So it's really fulfilling. But it doesn't just take me the other foot to fix the crack. I'm pissed off for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It also satisfies me when you know people who are like, oh, don't split. What's it called?
Holes.
The poles or whatever.
Yeah.
I like to
Don't.
split it. Oh my god, it makes me feel so good.
Wait, you split on purpose, even if the person in your group doesn't care about splitting the poles?
Yeah, it just creates this I can see this like layer that just it divides it for a second. I get a moment of peace between me and that person.
Your social battery's low.
You're like because when you're together, when you're walking together, you don't like you're in the same room, right? And like they can see your thoughts. You're like on the same vibe. But then as soon as like that barrier breaks, you're like, me, wait, is everything fine?
Yeah.
What do I feel like doing right now? And then you go back and you're like, hey, I gotta go. No?
I don't think that that's a universal
I only do it
experience.
when like people like Amber is like, don't split the pole.
Yeah.
And then it makes me want to split the pole.
Because I was comfortable in that room. And now you left the room.
But you were doing all the talking in that room, and you didn't realize that like the other person is like not in the same room right now. They're in a different room in their head, and they need the space, the force field, so that they can go back and understand like, you know, where am I being manipulated? Am I being brainwashed into this person's space?
I think that you think you're not a yapper. But you be yapping too.
But like my yaps go somewhere.
I don't know about that one.
like at the end of it, like it's got to be, you know, when somebody's listening to a story and then you see them like smiling and then slowly like you're like, yeah, and then at the end they're just like, that's crazy.
That's me every time you talk on the podcast.
All right, should we move on?
Yes.
Move on.
All right. Breaking dishes and glassware while going into a raging inferno. And having one of the shards of glass skim a piece of your skin, leaving a really cool scar.
What's Raging Inferno? Is that where you like break the stuff?
So I've never
Those
No.
break-
This is when you're like, I've never experienced this, but I've like, I think that it would be a really good
Like if you're
sensory
really
overload.
If you're really
super
mad, and then you like throw dishes.
yeah, like you're like, oh my god, start breaking stuff, throwing like glass against the wall, and it's breaking, and the sound of that, and then it's just like the rage. You know what I mean?
No.
Have you considered therapy?
You don't like this?
No, I didn't know your brain worked like this.
I would love to play that in an acting role, but I would never want to get there mentally. Where
Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
resort
saying.
To that.
I'm talking about like seeing it or like the aesthetic of it is like it's a fire thing.
I don't know.
How's it not
Where-
like
Okay.
seeing it in a movie or something where you're just like you see the person and they're just like breaking stuff? That's not cool?
To me, I think like it would be more fun acting that role rather than like that thing specifically.
or having to be concerned about my friend's mental state if they're at that.
That's
level.
not what we're talking. Calm down.
But here's what's like confusing me. You said that these are overwhelming aesthetics. This sounds like a mental breakdown.
I guess it could be a mental breakdown, but I just think that if that person is having a mental breakdown, they look cool at least while they're having it.
Okay. Mental breakdowns are the newest aesthetic.
I love it when it's like a superhero like version and they're like destroying buildings or something.
Okay.
Because it's not like real. It's like, oh, like you can see the rage. But like,
Oh,
something
that's
about,
good.
Something about dishes.
Like
you know?
crushing. Yeah. Wait, you don't like the dishes?
For me, it feels too realistic and like,
Oh.
you know, it's like, I don't know if that's an aesthetic. But like superhero, it's like.
I'm triggering traumas. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
I guess.
That's how I was thinking of it. I was like in a movie or something.
Yeah. No, but if I were to relate to you,
Oh.
it'd be the
a
superhero
movie.
buildings and stuff.
Okay. Let's make it fantasy then. All right. Like a huge monster type thing, like Godzilla, stepping on like buildings and then the glass like shattering, like, and the buildings.
Is this like when you watch TikToks and they have the compressor machine and
Yes.
they're putting things
Oh,
underneath
that.
it?
Yes.
And like they're being squished
Or-
in different ways and they're
yes. Or they and the ones that like they don't hit, it's just like don't do that again.
like the plastic toys and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the ones that don't have like a
Like I could have guessed that, but the
Yeah.
ones that like fill up over the thing,
yeah.
it's like this, like that's the sound.
or if they go through the little holes at the top. They're like if it's like a Play-Doh
That's right.
one.
And then there's these TikToks of these people that throw different glass bottles
Yeah,
or
yeah.
jars
Okay.
down the stairs, and then it's just like you're waiting for it to break, and you just
Yeah.
All these are much better than like someone throwing the glass.
I was trying to paint a
realizing these
scenario.
are like this is the same feeling that it's evoking for him is that
Gotcha.
scene.
I was trying to put a scenario together. You guys don't even like the scenarios.
Like the TikToks. He's like, yeah. It's like,
Okay. Okay, this aesthetic. Love this aesthetic right here. White woman putting both hands around a coffee mug while looking out of a window.
That's a cozy aesthetic.
yeah.
Bonus points if
She's
she
wearing a
walks up to
cardigan.
the window and folds the cardigan over her body,
Yeah.
snuggles up in it.
Hmm.
Ah,
It also is cozy, but it also gives cancer patient vibes.
cancer patients do that?
Yeah, like just like they like walk out into the sun, like they like cross over their like cardigan.
They're
and, like,
bald
take
too.
a sip of
Are they
it.
bald?
They're bald.
Yeah.
They're like, but like over time.
And do they have like a cigarette too or something?
like yeah, but it's like they know they shouldn't be having it.
yeah.
All right, so I am causing the trauma here, and you guys are literally roasting cancer patients.
Nobody's roasting them.
You just roasted them.
No, we said it's an aesthetic.
It's a cozy
having
aesthetic.
cancer is an aesthetic.
No, it's a cozy aesthetic.
like
Like
in the movies.
yeah, like when they have that, it's like a very like okay.
Like that's their comfort.
If you are a cancer patient and you're listening to it, nice aesthetic.
But no, I agree with you. The nice coziness. It's like usually also if it's like snowing outside, like
Yep.
it's from outside
that's
the window,
even more bonus points. The
Yeah.
weather,
The weather.
it's raining or it's snowing.
raining or snowing.
See a little bit of breath in the air.
Yeah, and then you're just like, and then maybe if there's a fire in the back, like a campfire or something, or like the fireplace is going, and then family's like, maybe in the kitchen,
or
really
they're
far
in a
away.
restaurant and then they're like holding onto the mug and they're like, "Can you pour me some more honey?" And I'm honey, and I walk over and then I pour it and then it's just like steaming up and she's
Yeah.
like, and then she does one of these like puts her shoulders like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Cozy.
love it. I love it. All right. Let me see the next one. Oh, you guys were kind of like hinting at some of these. All right. Someone lights up a cigarette and takes a first drag with chapped lips in weather that you can see your breath in. You hear the crackling and see the glow of the butt
Oh
when they inhale, and you can just see the person immediately like relax.
wow.
You liked that one.
I like that one.
You smoke cigarettes.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but I feel like
you are a nicotine addict.
I feel like I can understand that was a satisfying feeling for them.
Oh, this is what Amber feels when she is smoking hookah and getting all of our foam yellow.
No, like they're probably so stressed and they finally just like pull out a cigarette out their diner job. They've been working all
up the lighter.
day and they
Hey, you got a
finally
lighter,
go to the
man?
back
Yeah.
I
alley.
love that. I love when they ask me if I have a lighter. I'm like, yes, I look like I smoke cigarettes.
There was actually a movie I saw yesterday, and there was a guy. He was like being detained, and he was like in the he was in the back of the truck, and there's like the bad guys right in front of him, and the bad guy like offers him a cigarette,
Yes.
and so his hands are tied, right, and so he grabs the cigarette with his mouth, and then he's like, "Can you get a lighter?" And he's like talking with half the cigarette in his mouth. And he lights the cigarette,
Right.
and
the
then-
raspy voice.
yeah. He's like, "This is a good cigarette," and then like, he then spits the cigarette in his face, and then like face, and then like beats them all up. And he's
How?
like,
His hands were tied.
well, he had like 2 other guys with him.
Yeah.
And so then they like knocked him out and stuff like that with like,
Yeah.
their head and whatnot. And so they got the keys from the guys and they unlocked it. And he's like, I don't even smoke cigarettes.
Oh.
Oh.
But it was badass scene when he was like tied up and he was just smoking
Yeah.
a cigarette.
I love when they give the bad guy a cigarette. Like,
Yeah.
this is something that is reoccurring.
Yeah.
They give the bad guy a cigarette. It's like, that's all I want right now. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I
No,
like it a
there was
lot.
a Twitter post. It was like this girl, she was like smoking a cigarette and she had like these little head nods. And then like the caption was like, I love it when you look at her head nods. And then the other caption would be like, film nerds always like find it aesthetic when like, someone's smoking a cigarette and just has like these dumb little,
Yeah.
little.
If you have a cigarette with you, anything looks cool, or anything that you say is cool immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at you with your little vape, your little hooks.
I
With your
don't
little,
have a vape.
with your little adult pacifier, you.
Listen, one thing about me is if I started smoking cigarettes, I would be smoking cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
And that is why I don't smoke cigarettes.
But it's so funny when
Because
people
I would relate.
I would relate.
when people have like a vape or a pen or like a hookah that they like, they'll get all of their they'll get their what's it called, the fuel for it, or like the charcoal ready. They got to go get it, and then they fill up their little bottle, and then or the hose or whatever, and then they get all their if they're smoking hookah, like they get their aesthetic ready for the night and tuck themselves in, and then they're smoking. I'm like, you guys look like you have like an adult pacifier. That's what it is to me.
Who's tucking themselves into bed and smoking hookah?
No, like I see it sometimes like late night, and then they're like,
The
laying there
girlies?
watching a movie. No, it's a lot of guys. I actually
yeah.
mostly see guys do it.
People are saying like it's corny when like guys like sit around and smoke hookah by themselves. I'm like, yo, this is such a niche like thing that happens.
My brother and I were beefing for like 2 days about just the dumbest shit. And then he texted me. And it was just like over like, hey, stop parking behind me. And I'd like go, just like really stupid, dumb shit, but I'm annoyed, right? He texts me, he calls me, he's like, come downstairs. I was like, okay. I walk outside. He has a hookah packed. He hands me the pipe and he's like, here you go. And I was like, instantly, I was never pissed at you. Like the olive branch
There
for
it
the
is.
hookah
She just
pipe?
needed her little baby milk.
No,
her little
it,
baby
it was
hooks.
like it was such a kind olive branch to be like, hey, like
It's a kind offering.
It was a kind offering. Hey, he didn't ask me to pack the bowl. He didn't ask me to fill up the water. He didn't ask me to take it
Yeah.
outside. He just said, show up. Show up, and I'm handing this to you. This is my olive branch. I'm taking it. It was nice.
They should make cigarettes healthy. Please. like
Because like
you know how
vapes are not like cool aesthetically.
Yeah.
No, they're
also,
not.
they don't give you the same feeling at all.
Yeah.
it looks like it's like an electronic like game cartridge.
Okay, see-
it
see
looks
with-
like you're smoking a Nintendo DS.
With cigarettes, it's like you can like have the cigarette in your pocket, right? But like people with vapes, they usually just carry it in their hand like all the time.
Yeah.
And so it shows the addiction outwardly.
Yeah.
Like with cigarettes, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go in the corner, smoke, and then come back.
My
But-
friend said that the vape was his dessert to his cigarettes. I was like, what?
No, he's got a problem.
No, actually. I guess the closest thing would be like a cigar. Like, because it has to be like, this is not something that you want to chain do every day. But it would be really nice to have a not healthy smoking habit that you could do like on a vacation. And I think that would be like cigars. Just to like in a moment. Like it's not like something that you do every day or anything like that.
I think a cigar just looks cool for a picture. Like I tried, we have a lot of these like bachelorette parties nowadays, and it's just like the guys love getting or giving cigars,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried it, and I was like choking immediately. I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah,
I can't do
I
this.
think it just looks cool. I don't like get the everything else about
You don't
it.
enjoy smoking either.
I don't.
Yeah, like I feel like I enjoy smoking.
Right.
I just don't like being.
I don't enjoy cigars. I'm just like, it is too harsh, and I'm just like, what is this? And then it just looks cool. That's it.
That's true. Cigars do look cool.
Yeah, they need to pack in, like, you know how you take your daily vitamins?
Yes.
Like a pill. If they
Oh.
put that into like a cigarette, just the size of it, the lighting it,
Yeah.
like it's nice and it's
like
too cool.
like a daily vitamin.
Come
you just smoke
on.
your daily
Yeah.
vitamin.
They
Come
used to
on.
they used to advertise cigarettes like that. They used to say like you should smoke cigarettes because they make you skinnier
Oh dang.
because it suppresses your appetite.
This
So
is true.
Then they used to go to high school, take their little cigarettes, and they used to have patios. They'd go on their lunch break and go smoke a cigarette.
I'm making fun of these people because I'm not in the community, but I saw another thing that was like coffee is like the adult like baby bottle. Because it's like there will be people that go out and they're like, I need my coffee. Like I can't do anything without my coffee.
Yeah.
And that's so true. And I like coffee. And like that's definitely like something I see often. And sometimes I'm just like, did I have my coffee? I'm like, yeah, I have my little milky today. And especially if you're putting it in like those thermoses or like do people put them in Stanley cups?
No.
Iced
think so.
coffee? They don't?
No, but it's like a sane person's crack.
Mm.
That's how I like to think of it, not as a milk bottle, but like
Yeah. I mean, I think at that point
the average person's crack.
you could classify whether it be, I guess, coffee, caffeine, sugar. Different people get like different highs from things. I remember in that movie, The Whale, he was like getting really stressed out, and then he opened a cabinet that just had like Snickers bars and different like chocolates in there. And this is like a 1,000-pound man, and he it's actually a really good movie. You should check it out. The Whale. It won an Oscar. I think he won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. I haven't seen it yet though.
But yeah, he opens up like this cabinet and has all these candies in it. And he opens up a Snickers and he's like, and then he eats and he's like, and then he starts eating more, just like more and more Snickers bars. But I was like, that's literally me. Because chocolate does that to me. I'm like, oh my God. Like I can feel the chemicals just like, yeah.
Settling down. Does that mean that you have a shortage of magnesium in your body?
It means that, shut up.
Okay. Fair point.
See, look, I gotta hate them laughing. All right, what's something else? Okay, when someone tells you they're gonna be late somewhere, you're supposed to meet them immediately. Oh my God, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I was going to show up at that time anyway, so I really
I feel like that
appreciate
only
it.
works if you're late too. Like, but
Oh.
yeah, but
It's-
that's
okay. Nowhere like important.
Yeah.
Like if it's like your like job or whatever, like that's stressful.
Not going to lie, today you were like, hey, I'm going to leave the house at 6. And I was like,
Not things like that. I'm talking about like it was plans made, and I was like, I don't know if I really
If it's,
felt
like,
like I was
early
like
morning,
far away. Yeah,
and it's early morning.
and then they're
yeah.
like, hey, like I'm gonna get late, and then if they cancel,
sometimes like, I feel like
me literally just curling up into a ball and being like, oh my God,
the cancellation
thank
was
you,
meant
I
to
love
be.
you. And yeah, this is for specific things. Specific, like if I'm supposed to like catch up with somebody that like, it's more like they were supposed to like catch up with me, and I'm just like, I think
There's certain plans that are like meant to be canceled. Like you made them and they're like meant to be. They're not meant to happen.
Yeah. Like if you see like a friend after a long time, you're like, hey, maybe we should hang out. And
Yeah.
then, like,
but it's like a courtesy thing.
yeah. It's like
Some people I really do want to see,
Yeah.
but then some people it's like I feel like I don't need to like spend more than this moment with you right now.
It
yeah.
has nothing to do with them. It's like
It has
like a
everything to
Saturday
do with
morning
them.
or something. No,
It
it's-
has literally everything to do with them.
no, it's like say it's like a Saturday morning at like 9 a.m. and they're like, oh, like well, let's go to like get breakfast tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I'm like praying Friday night that they cancel. Like something came up or something. It has nothing to do with them. If they decided to have it at like 2 3 p.m., I would have been.
You're telling me that there are certain people that you're just like you don't have a certain feeling where you're like, oh, I'm really like looking forward to see them. Like you're ready to go, and then some people are like, oh my God, when is this gonna start and when is this gonna end? How do I like? You're already thinking about how am I gonna get myself out of this situation?
No, I don't really think I hang out with people that I'm waiting to get away from.
Oh,
But I think there is I think there's levels though. Like if you really want to see that person, 9 a.m. will happen. Like you'll make it work.
I don't think I'm ever like dying to see anybody though.
you're also always late,
yeah.
so it works out for you regardless.
Yeah, this
You're
is
like,
true.
whether I want to see this person or not.
It's gonna
I'm
be at a
late.
later time. I went to a baby shower an hour late yesterday. I was like, shouldn't have had it at 11:30 on a Sunday. That's a sleep-in day. That's disrespectful. No, really. Like sometimes people need to be put in their place. Like as a courtesy, if you're having a baby shower earlier than noon on a weekend, like you're being rude.
When should they be?
2 p.m. 2 p.m. Lunches should not.
That's like a. It's not early enough. It's not late enough. It's just like it could go anywhere. I don't know if I like that.
Nothing before noon because now I have to wake up at like 9 to shower,
Something
get
like
ready.
that. I'd rather get it over with.
Yeah.
No.
Was there
Early.
food there?
There's food there.
So that's your like breakfast that
But
you.
I wouldn't have even naturally ate that early. Like it's a sleep-in day for me, right? I cherish weekends where I get to like sleep in. I don't like waking up early. So the fact that
Yeah,
I
but
get
if you're always late, every day is a sleep in for you.
that's not true. You wake up every day early for work.
Yeah.
So Saturday and Sunday are like, don't plan anything early, you know?
Okay. All right. Can I do 2 more?
Yeah.
All right. Being able to re-enter a dream where you left off after your sleep is interrupted.
Oh, that's so nice.
Have you ever done this? I did this the other day. I was like, I woke up via the alarm clock. And then I was like, no. Okay, where was I? And then when I found it, it was like dream synchronized. And then I fell right back where I was. I was like, oh my God. And I was like conscious.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is where it's like resuming a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After somebody like called you upstairs and was like, dude, I'm watching, like it's the best part. And then you have to come down and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm back in.
For me, it happens when I wake up like super early, like much earlier than I'm naturally supposed to wake up to. And then I just wake up for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. And then I just go back to sleep.
Wait, do you look at the alarm or do you look at the clock and
I
you're
look
like,
at the clock.
yes, another hour.
Yeah. So then I look at the clock and then I go back to sleep like naturally because I'm already so tired. And usually I'm like more conscious in the second half than I am in the first half. So I'm like, oh, the second part's like even better when I resume.
There's a little bit more control in the second part.
Yeah.
You're like
worst is
you're
when
like
trying to run
painting the
away.
picture a little bit because it's like a blurred line between like your imagination and what like the dream decides.
Oh, you're manipulating the dream now.
I'm not manipulating it. It's my dream.
But like you're like
The dream was manipulating me.
No,
because
like, the
sometimes I
dream
wake up
was
and I'm
happening.
like, how dare the dream make me think this way? Sometimes I wake up pissed off. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
why did that person like you were in my dream like last week? And I was
Did
like,
I
what are
piss
you
you off?
doing in here?
Yeah. Get out of here.
No, you didn't piss me off. You were just in there, but I was just like, Amber? And then I woke up and I was like, I thought about like, you know, like if like you, like what, like, were you really there? Like, will she know if I mention this? She won't, obviously, but like the immediate wake up after the dream, you don't know what's real, what's not. And
Yeah.
you're emotionally like, you know, captured in that dream somehow in some way.
This is true.
Sometimes, even if I have to be like work or whatever, I'm like, no, I need to get back in there right now to find out or at least have an ending. And I will be late or I'll like, you know, just rush. I'll cut some time in some capacity, but I need to be back in there right now. I feel like Jake Sully in the Avatar. I'm like, put me back in. Put me back in.
That's so funny. There's like dreams that I try to get rid of where I wake up and I'm like, oh, finally, like I did not want to be a part of that anymore. And I go back to sleep and I go right back.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, no, I tried so hard.
Is it like nightmares or is it like just dreams that you
Just dreams I don't want to be in, like dreams I don't want to be having.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
like,
you know what that means, right? Like,
What?
you know how like your dreams say things about you? Like there's a science behind it.
okay, what is this?
It is. There isn't there? There's literally a science behind it.
There is a science behind it, but like I feel like there's no definitive.
Right.
There's no definitive.
But for
answers.
that one, there is. Like when you're trying to get out and then you go back in, like scientists across the board, they've agreed.
Trust me, bro.
They've agreed that like that means that generally those people that have those types of dreams are clapped.
That's crazy that scientists
they
are
found
wrong.
they found like the what's it called, like the you know what I'm saying?
The results.
No, like the
Median
no, it's
probability.
like it's the something factor. Somebody knows this, bro. Somebody's shouting
Clearly
it at
not
them.
you.
But it's that. Okay.
No.
All right, let me do the last one.
Yes, do it.
Last one. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I almost like entered the zone for a second. I'm sorry. Sorry, it got me caught up a
So
little
dramatic.
bit. Sorry, audience. It got me caught up a little bit. I was entering the zone for a bit. All right. Washing down a chocolate chip cookie clogged throat with milk. And the more it clogs, the better it feels when like the milk pressure like builds up and then it just bursts through the pipes and just washes all the like sticky chocolate and everything down. And you're just like, oh my God.
Why are you deep throating cookies?
Like, what else do I need in my life? You've never done that?
No.
I don't like the satisfaction of having my throat clogged.
Yeah.
What? You guys are insane. Do you know how insane you sound right now?
It sounds like there's something you need to share with us.
It's the same effect that a nice Red Lobster's biscuits or Popeye's biscuit. Like the more you eat, the more it clogs up, and then you wash it down with a Coke. But then the Coke,
Okay.
But
All
then
right.
But then the Coke, like it has its own, what's it called? The carbonation.
Yeah, the
And then
carbonation.
the pressure comes the other way, and then sometimes it comes out of your nose.
What the fuck? Why do
And
you
you're like,
ruin it?
I agree with that one.
The
Ooh.
nose too?
Yeah.
So,
the
so
nose.
if it
It's
doesn't,
like-
if it doesn't go through the nose,
It's like when you gulp it.
yes,
You're like,
gulp it, Shamir.
yeah.
You see, people know what I'm talking
The
about.
cookie one, I was like, all right, I
Yeah.
don't enjoy
It's the
cookies
same
like that.
thing. It's the same
I
thing.
get it. It's the same thing,
But it's like, especially when they're like steaming hot chocolate chip cookies, and then now it's all just like, it's warm, it's sticky, it's, you know what I mean? And then it's like a nice ice cold glass of milk. Oh my God.
Why are you growling?
Because why are you not growling at that? Like
Because-
literally, why are you not growling?
for her, it's like salad or like
A good old salad.
green juice.
I'm like chocolate being stuck to your throat doesn't really sound that great.
You don't like chocolate. Okay, what about like
Yeah, what about
caramel or something?
salad or something?
Wait, what about a nice green juice, Amber? Some nice kale and spinach.
I can agree that there's certain foods that you eat that are very nicely like complemented with a liquid. And
That's not what I'm talking about. Stop now. The effect.
I'm talking about vanilla wafers with like if you have a vanilla wafer in your mouth and you take a sip of water and it just like disintegrates in your mouth.
That was the worst thing you could have said.
That's
Out
the
of all the
randomest.
foods and all the liquids,
I don't
you
think
chose
that's bad.
You
It's
chose
just random.
vanilla wafer
I just-
and water.
Like you know, like
It does
when
not get any
you can
worse
feel
than
the
that.
vanilla wafer just kind of slowly
Disintegrating.
like slowly warming up and like falling apart.
That's different. What we were talking about was specifically like sensory overload aesthetics that like this.
Okay,
the
sparkling water. A
contrast.
sparkling water will do that to me.
Why do you say such boring things?
Like-
Vanilla wafer water. Oh, let's make it a little bit more cool.
No,
Sparkling
no.
water.
Like hot, spicy noodles,
Okay.
like with like really hot, spicy broth,
Okay, say
And
the right
then-
thing. Say the right thing.
and then you take mint and
What the
put it.
What is wrong with you?
That's a
No,
random
no, no, no,
shit.
no, no, no,
Where did that
no,
come
no.
from?
What is wrong with you?
You take the mint and then you clap it.
You clap it?
Yeah, you clap the mint
What are you clapping it with?
in your hands to activate
What is this,
it.
gypsy voodoo? You're putting mint between your butt cheeks and
No,
clapping it?
you just slap it between your palms to activate it, and then you put it in your sparkling water and drizzle over a lemon.
Can I say something? You don't know what you're doing. And it really shows.
No, I feel like she knows what she's doing, but it's like only for her.
Like,
no.
thank
This is
you.
people. No. This is people that like see a TikTok and they're like, oh, like an aesthetic. Like, let me try it.
That's
and
not
then
an
you tried
aesthetic, but
it.
it's a feeling.
And it doesn't even do anything, and you're like, oh my god, like I
No,
did
but-
something, and you didn't.
Where you're saying it's kind of like a oh my god feeling, like
Yeah.
that's mine. Is like a sparkling water with a clapped mint with a lime like properly squeezed in there, and you're just eating something so spicy, and then you're taking in the sparkling water, it's burning it up, and then it's like
You know what scientists say about people who do stuff like that?
the clapped.
They're absolutely clapped. I mean, you said it yourself. All right, that was my last one. Thanks for ending it on such a great, beautiful note, Amber.
You're welcome. You should try it sometime.
I've been experiencing the feeling I'm talking about, actually, like all of these since I was a kid, and it hits the same since then.
Well,
It's
some of
the
them
same.
only really suit you. So
I actually like felt it a little bit as I was talking about them. Did you guys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When you're describing it, not
The
the
cigarette one?
choking on the cookie, but
yeah.
But the Popeyes
the
biscuit.
Popeyes biscuit
See?
with the Coke, like
Yeah. It's the same effect.
I don't know why you guys are deep throating foods out here. Just eat them.
No,
By the way,
you
the
just take
right
a
thing
big
to
bite.
say to the super hot, spicy, brothy noodles was like a nice cold drink, like
It is.
a lemonade,
Ew. A lemonade
because
with
it's sweet, thirst quenching, and after like hot, like spicy noodles, like it'll especially on
the
the
mint
rocks.
is cooling.
Mint lemonade at best.
No,
Stop it.
mint sparkling water with a lime. Oh, fuck me up.
And that's what I say after the cookies and milk. Shamir after the biscuits and Coke. He's like, yes, daddy. All right, Amber, do you want to take it away with your? It looks like a Google Doc.
We got a whole.
It looks like we've got.
We got the whole Epstein's list.
The real question is, are you guys ready
From the
for
source.
the Google Doc?
I'm not ready.
I
That,
hope.
that thing looked like I don't know what, but
Can I pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up.
all right. So
Can you also airdrop it back to me? Because I haven't.
Isn't it in your?
It did, but it disappeared.
okay, Amber sent us like this giant document with like a bunch of words and maybe possibly numbers, and we have no idea what it is, but she's gonna explain it to us in just a minute.
Okay, I'll start it off. Basically, there's this girl, right? She's Egyptian. She went on basically dates. She started a mission when she was 23 to go on dates with like these guys. And she ended up being able to figure out their name, their age, if they're cute, hot, or meh, if they're old money or new money, if they're a fuck boy, if they spend summers in Europe. I can't see the list. The key attribute. You can't zoom in anymore? Zoom in more.
How do I?
The key attribute. Go like zoom, Frost. What are you doing? Yeah. And then girls that they're talking to at the time, number of girls they're currently talking to at the time, job, can I wake up to the face every day? Notes, okay? And she did this, and she basically is 28 now. She got engaged, and she took her own fiance off the list and published this list for everybody else. So at the top, it says, and this is a Google Doc that's just going around, okay?
These are all of her exes.
It says this is a list
These
of
are all
boys.
Muslim names.
Yeah, it's in
Wait,
Egypt.
how many people did she? Holy.
These aren't guys that she necessarily like really had a lot of interaction with,
Oh, gotcha.
but guys that were like eligible bachelors.
Okay, so this is an Egyptian girls boy list.
Yeah, and it tells you how old their money is, if they're like a billionaire, all this type of stuff, right? And she said, this is my list of boys I used to figure out who's worth talking to seriously. It's not a comprehensive list, and there's boys here I've omitted on purpose that they're my exes, and I don't think that girls should date them. Also, guys, you really, really, really need better password protection. I was able to go through most of your phones to find the numbers of girls that the boys were talking to. I recently got engaged, and I have no use for this list anymore, so I thought I'd share it in hopes that I can find some of these other girls can basically help other girls out there. Good luck. P.S. Some of these boys are no longer on the market. It's not up to date. And some of you girls are/were wives or girlfriend or hookups or fiancés or just flirting. I don't discriminate. He. And then she has like keys at the bottom and stuff.
So she released this list to help out girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
What a amazing girl.
So you think this is like helpful and amazing?
This is like so cool.
Okay.
The only thing she didn't put in is Instagrams.
What? Wait, why is it cool? Because you can like find the guy's name and then see like his stuff.
I think it's for the girls. They don't have to like figure
Dig
out
as much.
No, they don't have to figure out like all their like negatives and like cons and stuff before like investing that much time into them.
This is a list hot off the press. Eligible bachelors.
But like, how do you if you were gonna use this list, like you would find the guy that you're currently talking to and see if he's on this list?
No. What you would do is you'd be like, I'd like a guy who's maybe 29 to 30. Okay, cool. There's a couple of 29, 30.
Oh, so you filter it?
Oh, you filter it.
Then you see who's cute, hot, or meh. Maybe you're looking for a cute guy, not hot for marriage.
Well, who
not
determines
meh.
if they're cute or not?
She made this list.
I know, but like, who is she?
Yeah.
Like, why does she have?
And don't girls have like different preferences on like physical attraction?
This is somebody who decided to publish their own personal list to help other girls out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't have to take her word for it,
Gotcha.
but she's like offering them. And here's the thing. They tell you how many generations the old money is. So if they've had money for 7 generations, it says 7 generations.
Okay, so that's unique because I was thinking like a lot of these things you can already filter on dating apps.
Yeah.
But so this has old money
New money.
or new money.
Yeah.
What else is on here that's not on dating apps? The cute hot mad thing I don't trust.
It
Summers
says
in Europe?
What?
summers in Europe.
Yo, that's crazy.
Wait, what is summers in Europe?
Like he spends his summers in Europe.
Why does that matter?
Because in Egypt, maybe that's like a cool thing.
Fuckboy tendencies.
Like maybe they have a yacht.
Yeah.
They like to travel.
I think it shows
Why is there so many of them that say yes?
Because
This
it's
is a
probably
thing?
like a rich guy thing.
it's a
that-
rich guy thing, probably.
Really?
Yeah. And then it says key attribute. Some of them just say cash.
And then what defines? We need like what's it called? A key? A map key? Mm-hmm. We need like a map key for this. What defines if they're an F boy or not?
She has more notes at the bottom.
Oh,
It says this is not arranged in any particular order. This is not a
key
comprehensive list.
attribute billionaire. Sign me up.
Keep going, right? So they got girls, exes, and the names.
Yeah.
The names of their exes and how many there are. That's crazy.
Number of girls currently talking to.
Yeah.
Wait. But besides this, hold on. The girls and exes, fiancés, wives, hookups, flings,
flings.
etc.
So she would go through their phones and be like, okay, he's talking to a Lara and a Noor.
This is very invasive.
Yeah.
Is this
Pop off
is this
queen.
like the next? Is this the next generation of WhatsApp, Auntie? It's like somebody who's really good at Excel.
Yeah, honestly.
And dating, apparently.
Well,
This girl's dating like all these guys.
I would love to see, her profile. Does she have her profile?
No, so she's anonymous.
Oh, of course she is.
Of course. She's gonna put out everybody else's business.
She probably has
except
the
for
same
hers.
dreams as you. You know why?
She what?
Absolutely clapped. I can tell.
She got engaged. She's 28. She got engaged. She removed her fiance's name from the list. He used to be on this list. She removed his name and then published this list. I like how one says job because he's a billionaire and the job just says LOL.
Shamir, if you saw like a girl you're talking to with this list, what would you think?
I would hunt them down.
You would hunt the girl down?
Yeah.
No. You find out like you're talking to this girl, and then she's you're on it. Let's say you're on a date, you're on a coffee date, and then she pulls out like a little notepad or something, and then she just making little check marks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be scared.
You're like, hey, what's that?
This to me is like very invasive. Like,
Okay, why?
I'll feel uncomfortable with like putting all these like little things, and like these notes and what they're thinking about just for like everyone else to see, like all these girls to see.
I'm gonna let you finish that thought real quick. What is this? Can I wake up next to that face every day?
That's and look,
Why is that a category?
that's because that's probably something that's important to her. Like, am I gonna look to the right and be like, like, or am I gonna be like,
Isn't that the cute like
Yeah,
thing
No,
category?
it's different. It's different.
Explain, please.
Because cute, meh, and hot, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, like if he's cute or like hot, most likely, yeah, you'll be able to see his face the next day, you'll be fine. But if he's like meh, and it's like he's good between like 2 and 7 p.m. every day, like you might not want to see him early in the morning.
Isn't that every girl?
No.
Like, oh, she's like, she takes off her makeup and then
Probably, yeah.
and then you wake up and you're like, what is that?
Yeah. So if a guy had this, it would be like, do I like her without makeup?
There's a girl's version of this. They're all no.
But can I wake up? No.
Oh, that should. Oh,
That's
a
what I'm
guy's version.
saying.
A guy's version. It should have.
I feel like
is she still cute without the makeup?
I just said that. Yes.
Oh.
It's okay. But that would be like the equivalent. And I think that would be fine if that existed.
But guys don't look that different, like from their.
Yeah, but like there's certain things that I feel like would matter. But
Like her
to be
attitude.
fair,
Her
she didn't
attitude
say-
is like
she didn't
really.
say no for any of them. She either said yes or she just didn't answer.
But she's like the way she's writing it. She's like effing billionaire. You get all the pros you can imagine, and you get all the cons you can imagine. Like, how's that helpful?
Because like what comes with big money? Like, yeah, you're gonna be set forever and stuff, but you're probably gonna have like an emotionally unavailable guy. You're probably gonna have to like have him.
And you need a Google Doc to tell you that.
Well, no, you need a Google Doc to tell you his name.
Oh.
I think this would be maybe for girls helpful if it's like between your friend group or something like that.
And if there's like a few of them that you
Yeah.
might know on here, but if the girl making this list, I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
How does she know this much depth about? It's almost like she's doing it as like she's getting off to like making this list.
Yeah.
There should be a book. I would read that book.
There should be a movie. It's gonna come out. It's gonna be one of those
They're all
Netflix
Arab.
true crime.
What does it say?
He said they're all Arab.
Well, yeah, this list is from
from
an
Egypt.
Egyptian girl. Yeah. I mean, I think that like this is actually very generous of her because she said, hey, I have this list. I have no use for this any further.
Yeah.
I think she
I
should give a
might
TED
as well
talk.
give it to the masses.
She should give a TED talk.
That's a
She's gonna
fire
be like,
TED talk.
yeah. So what I found in all of my research, and
Yeah.
she finds like maybe there's something. This is a research.
Yeah.
This is like a proper research project.
But here's the thing. I would feel more comfortable if it was like some auntie like collecting biodatas and making this list. Not
But like
a girl.
people go on a lot of Hinge dates. There are people who do that. Like, so from the time that she's 23 to 28, she probably went on a shit ton of Hinge dates, right? And this is kind of basic information for the most part, except for the fact that she was like, how many girls are they talking to? And at that point, a single Hinge date could answer most of these questions.
Yeah. And you can see these from like their social media profiles a lot of the time.
Yeah.
it doesn't have their interests, like no vibe check.
Yeah.
I mean, she did say if they're
It's just like they
cute or
have
not.
money, they're cute, and
She has additional notes.
Amber, the
Yeah.
additional notes are like decent.
Teddy bear, decent, lots of money, would be a good
Very
father.
fun. Yeah, very fun. Seems like he'd be a good father.
Very hardworking, decent, self-made, would be
This
a good
one's
father.
really nice. Kareem is definitely a fuck boy, but he's super fun and has great energy.
Music is insane, hot in a weird way. Sometimes looks like he needs to spend more time in the shower.
Have you seen some of these and been like, oh, like I would like to find out more about, Rahul?
Yeah, I just didn't know the method in which to find them, so I just gave up. I looked at the list and I was like, this is a fabulous list. It's being passed around. Like, it's just like, hey, you want the list? I can send it to you. So
Like
somebody sent this to me.
Like, how are we tracking back to the girl who made this?
Oh, we're not.
I know, but like we need to.
We can't.
That's the most important part of this.
Here's how we do it. We find all these guys, right? We have their names, we have their age,
yes.
and then we all contact.
We'll make one of those webs.
Yeah. So we'll reverse it. We'll be like, how many girls have you talked to? And then we see like, how many girls have you talked to? And so we each have all these lists.
Yeah.
And then we see which name is in all of the lists.
That's right.
And
I
that's
just
what
had another sensory overload of just us making this web chart. And they're like, where is she? We're connecting the dots. We're making phone calls.
Yeah.
It's like one of those.
So we got to reverse make the list from all these guys. And then if all the names match, we found our girl.
That's what's up. I just want to say shout out to this girl. You're really cool for like being like, hey, I don't have use for this, but queens, take it over.
You know what we're going to do after this podcast is over? Well, you're admiring the list, so there's only one thing that we should do after
Look
we.
'em
You
up.
make a list.
No, we're gonna make your list,
No.
and then we're gonna help women.
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, it's fire.
Girl power.
Yeah.
Girl power.
It's gonna help all the
Wait, why
guys.
wouldn't you? It's
Girls.
so helpful.
Yeah.
It's not helpful when it comes from me. I have bad judgment.
No, we'll help you.
No, see, if from the beginning,
We'll put it on the whiteboard.
Here's the
We'll
thing.
start drawing diagrams.
Listen, people sometimes would go on these dates to dilly dally. This girl had
What does that mean?
like purpose. She
What do you
had
mean dilly-dally?
direction. Like, you know,
So you're saying you dilly dally?
I dilly dally.
Okay.
Like
I'm
just
a
whatever.
dilly-dallier.
What is dilly dally?
Meaning, like, I would have never been this intentional.
Oh, you're just there to mess around. So you would be in the category
no,
of like.
no. Not here to
Just
mess
like
around.
hang out.
I'm just saying that, like, I'm not being as like, oh, these are like factors. These are things to think about.
You're not being as data centric.
Right.
And what she's doing, she's more concerned about her list than actually like looking a guy in the eyes and being like, "Who are you?"
The list could be an afterthought. You don't know her.
I know enough about her.
Yeah,
after this.
this says enough.
If you are listening to this podcast, come forward right now, bro. If we had her on the podcast, oh my god,
Yeah.
come to the podcast, prove us wrong.
Okay, wait.
To be fair, she has additional notes. I think it might give context.
Amber, it's not about the additional notes. It's about what she did put in the beginning.
She said, I obviously don't have all the information in some cases. I obviously will have incorrect information in some cases. This list is the preference of a third generation girl whose family has a net worth of around 12 million. Not as much people on this list, but not as much as some of the people on this list, but enough to have the threshold that I need to meet. I was sometimes very drunk or tipsy when I met some of these boys, so take my notes or lack thereof with this in mind. Keep in mind that I was trying to find a husband, not a boyfriend, when I made this list. I was 23 when I started making the list. I'm now 28, and my fiance was on the list. I've now removed before sharing with him. So it's like, she's saying like, hey, like I made this list because I was looking to get married. Like, you know, like, and this was her way. She probably is like a data centric person.
That's fair.
And this is probably the only way that she knew how to figure it out.
Does her fiance know about this list?
That is not provided in the additional notes.
Because that would be very uncomfortable. Like, oh, you're like figuring this out and stuff like that. And
If she removed the names from the list, I think that sharing it, like, it would help people to kind of create their own way of like like she obviously prioritizes the things that she has as tabs, right? Which is totally fair, up to her. Like, that's fine. That's what she finds important. Great, good. But when I first saw it, I thought it was almost like a display of like these characters, and this
Yeah.
is like, you know, they're like a Pokemon card or something. It's like these are their
trading.
character traits and stuff, and it's like, ooh, that's especially if like she's dating around the same area. Like, I feel like eventually you kind of find out like, yo,
you're on the list.
you're on the list. That's like the high school list that that we had.
She provided additional tips. She said tips. They just want food and silence most of the time. Be a slut with your man, but don't give up your V. Less number of guys you're with, the more valuable at marriage time. I hate to say it, but the classic mother advice is right in the long run. In the long run, men value innocence when deciding who to marry. Choose a guy who has the same taste in music, or you'll be miserable. If your friend is married, it's fine to go for her ex. It won't matter in the long run.
Okay, this is providing a little bit more context. I think a lot of maybe the way she's describing, a lot of women may not know like how to find the right guy, or like how to just know what to look for. And I think this category is just like making categories for them to like have these standards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it could totally be doable without the names.
Yeah.
Even just like put first names or fake them or whatever. But like, how does that help anybody
doesn't-
else?
yeah, it doesn't
Well,
help.
it does
Everything
help
else
because
does.
they might like, if, for example, say I'm in Egypt
Yeah.
and like I'm looking for a husband, but I don't know how to go about this.
Yeah.
Clearly she comes from money, and these guys come with a good amount of money as well. So for them, it's all like, for example, back in the day,
No. But how does the name help?
Yeah.
That's
the
what we're
name
saying.
helps other people, because what if they want to talk to these
But
guys?
they didn't
okay.
ask to be on this list.
Let's do this. Let's say
Okay.
you talk to a guy,
Yeah.
right? And the date you're like, I don't know, like that was a little weird, whatever. Or like I wasn't on my best, whatever the case might be. You find out later that this guy's been making all this data, and then your friend tells you, Amber, you're on this list that this guy made.
Yeah.
Like it's it's everything about you. It's your family. It's everything.
But like the guy version,
And
which
then-
is more.
and
Like
then the
raunchy.
guy,
Yeah.
yeah, he's like, you know, big tits or no, like that, like literally whatever he finds value in, right? And it's like, then you find out that you're on this list, and then you like, how would you feel?
I feel like
And then
this
other
list,
people are looking at that list and being like, oh, Amber, let me, before I even talk to her, like look at her.
I mean, to be
character
honest,
traits or
it
whatever.
seems like most of the people on this list she's not like doing it
How
as a
would you
shame
feel?
list. This is the list of top eligible bachelors in Egypt. She's not saying this as to be like
Yeah, so
putting
let's say
people
if it
on her
was in
shit list.
Maryland.
So if I was on the list of top eligible bachelors, I would not feel bad.
Yeah, but like, what if people are like talking about it and they're like, you know, Amber, you're on this list, like.
Okay,
Whatever.
I'm on like, you know what I'm saying? Like other people probably want to talk about me anyway. Like who cares?
But it's like a public, like
It's a
it's going
public, yeah,
around.
that's going around.
and
Yeah.
it's clearly you.
But this is in terms of this is supposed to be like, these are like, this is a hot list of guys that are like great guys or great catches.
And here's the other thing though, like what if
I'm
the
on a
characters,
list of being a catch, I don't think I would care that much.
I know, but like what if it's not, because some of them they're not listed with like really great things that she has said about them. So what if your stuff was like, oh, like she's, you know, X bad traits.
She said if they're bad and that she didn't think that they deserve to be husbands, that she removed them entirely from the list.
But I'm saying even if like she doesn't remove, like if there's like certain things that are just like not great traits that you
most
wouldn't
of these-
align
okay,
yourself with.
Most of these things start with very smart, very funny, very good looking, very smart. Mama's boy.
No, like tries too hard.
No, but it says something good too.
Mama's boy, no work ethic.
But that says
But very fun, has some
Airhead, but
issues.
very fun, has some issues.
How does
It's
that
like
help?
that's real.
Doesn't
I know,
help,
but okay, but like what if it's bad character traits about you?
But I'm saying like
And you're like, I
It
wouldn't
says-
see myself that way. That's not really fair. And
I
people
think
aren't
it should
giving
be
me
an
a
honor
chance
that
now.
you're on the list, to be honest.
Really?
Because
Okay.
this
Damn.
list is like, hey, like you're gonna be like, you're now having all these girls who think that you've been vetted to be an eligible bachelor of.
But how many people are gonna look at this list and be like, oh yeah, this guy tries too hard. He wears a suit like everyone else, bro. Yeah, that sounds okay to me.
But this is on this list already. So her having any type of character analysis is just a part of the notes. You know what I'm saying? Like being on the list in itself is like you're a hot commodity.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to be on,
A
even
list,
if they're
yeah.
like
Don't
top
exist.
tier. Don't exist. All right, there you have it.
And also it's like it's putting yourself out there in a way where like, oh, people want me for my money.
I can see that there might be like girls who don't feel the same way that I feel, which is like I just don't care. I'm sure there are other people out there who, if you put it in reverse, they'd be like, yeah, like I wouldn't like this. But me personally, I don't
Like
think
they
I-
didn't agree to this. They didn't volunteer for it.
Yeah.
If you're on an app, you're saying everything about yourself as honest as you can, or how you depict yourself, etc. And that you choose to do. You can go off of it at any time. This, it's like, well, you didn't get to decide any
Yeah.
of that. You didn't even get to decide if you went on
And
there.
she said, make your passwords better because I went in,
Mm-hmm.
figured out what girls you were talking to. That's
that
Yeah.
part. That part's a little. That part's a little lousy.
So like her intention is to like release these people.
It's like
Well,
exposing.
I don't think
Exposing, yeah.
Originally, she said that she created this list for herself. She had this list for 8 years. It's not like she was like, "Hey guys, I'm building this list. Like, stay tuned. Like for the next
The way
episode."
she dropped it, that's what it is.
This
yeah,
is
this
like-
dropped like hotter than the Epstein list.
Instead, she's like, "Hey, here's a complete list of the times of when I was available." And I was looking, and this was for myself. And now that I no longer have use of it, you guys may.
Even Epstein, like they got the courtrooms involved, everything, but all they got is flight logs and all that. They don't have like, oh, what kind of service did this person request?
Yeah.
They should have hired
She
a girl.
would've.
They should have hired a girl from Egypt.
They should have hired her
Yeah.
for real. She'd be on top of it.
100%.
All right. Well, tell us, would you benefit from a list like this, either gender or whatever gender? And how would you feel about being on the list? Would it be an honor to you, or would you feel exposed? Is that good? Is that
Yeah,
fair?
that's fair.
All right. Let's do some flash topics real quick and close this out.
Yeah.
The screen share actually isn't working for some reason. So
Oh, dang.
yeah, it's like stuck on the thing. I don't know why, but are we able to just?
All right, let's talk about the flash topics. Speaking of Jeffrey Epstein and his list, Stephen Hawking was on this list.
Oh my God. How?
Yeah, how?
I think everybody's wondering how, but I think more people are just fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I saw that has this like kink for watching midgets on like a higher platform do equations. Is that right?
What?
I think so. Yeah, I heard about this.
This is very interesting.
Not only is on the flight log, he was like involved in having an orgy with underage girls, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, so people are saying like, he was too freaky, so God had to nerf him. This is what the people are saying. Where does it become like the weird thing and unacceptable thing is that this happened with underage kids, right?
Yeah.
Like that just makes it
Yeah.
really disgusting. But there is a part where people are like, now he's completely handicapped, whatever. Like if it was he was doing freaky stuff with consenting adults, whatever, do you think people would be like cheering him on or being like, yeah, I understand,
He's the man.
he's the man? Yeah.
Well,
Because there is a little bit of that going on, I feel like on like the Twitter memes and everything. It's just like people are almost like they're making fun of it and accepting it because they're like, yo, there had to be something. Like if he was doing all of this, if he was built this way, and he was this super genius, like there had to be something. Here it is. Like we get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
we
like a
already
weird thing.
knew that he was cheating on his wife.
How?
I brought this up. I brought
like-
this up a couple
yeah.
episodes, but like, like
How?
how?
In the easiest
Give
way
me
possible.
the baddest bitch.
He cheated on
Sending
her
emails.
with his nurse or something.
Give me the baddest bitch.
She's like monitoring his vitals. It just says like send nudes
Send nerds.
in the diagram.
Give me the baddest midget. Oh, yeah.
Little person.
It's just crazy.
It says, something about the nurse is who he cheated on his wife
It's
with.
just so funny.
Yeah, like people were saying that it had to be ADA compliant, the whole island, which is just so funny. There's like they had to build ramps just so Stephen Hawking can do like really horrible things.
Yeah. No, some of the memes are so funny, and one of the funny ones is like I love it when like people brownify the memes. It was like Hawking sob. It's like Hawking sob when he gets off the Epstein's list.
I like all
and
the
he
ones
just,
that like he
stands.
just hops up out of the wheelchair immediately when he
Yeah.
lands. God,
But-
dude, this is so this whole thing is so interesting because it's like people have been saying this, and you always kind of just blow them off, and you're like, yeah, conspiracies, whatever, like Illuminati, yeah, we all know, but like it's as bad or worse than I imagined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just if you were to put this in a Simpsons episode, it would be hysterical.
Yeah.
And the reason that it's almost like we can't fathom it all the way is because it is so bizarre.
Yeah. It really is bizarre. You're like, oh, this, astrophysicist, like this genius, like, doing all these equations and whatnot. Like, how could he do this?
It makes you wonder about other people too.
Yeah.
What are they hiding? If they're not on
Yeah.
this list this lady made on a Google Doc, what else could they be hiding? And what were people in the past hiding that we can't access because we don't have that internet record or what have you?
Oh, they're doing way more fucked up shit.
I believe it.
Yeah.
There's stories that, we've heard here and there about like, oh, this person was really this way. But again, it's just like, it's up in the air. We just don't know.
Yeah, proof is scary.
Proof is scary? Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
It's just like a little too real. I'm like, it's one thing to like be like, oh yeah, this was Jeffrey Epstein's island, and a lot of rich people did a lot of crazy shit there. But then you start associating real names with the real things that were happening with the real victims, and it's like, oh, that's real and scary. It's
Yeah.
not just a thing where they're like, oh yeah, kind of like you said, like the Illuminati. It's not just like things that were happening at this rich island where it's like almost kind of sounds made up.
Yeah.
Whereas in this way, it's real.
Yeah. And if it was one thing that was going to come out about you, about something you were hiding, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, go. Something deep and dark. 1, 2, 3, go. Something you would never tell anybody. 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm trying to think.
I be yapping too much. I don't really think I have anything.
You
to
revealed
hide.
everything.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I don't really
Deep
think
and
I have
dark.
anything to hide.
You guys have nothing deep, dark that you're just like, oh my God, if people found out, this would be
No, I pretty much.
1, 2, 3, go.
Mm-mm.
No. I'm trying to think.
Caught in an abyss.
Why don't
many-
you give it? Why
too
don't
many
you,
things.
things. Yeah, I'm trying to pick
why
the
don't you
best
give
one.
us an example? 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. One time, I it got too real for a second. I'm
It got
sorry.
too real.
I was gonna say something, but I was like,
Too dark,
It's
too
too-
real.
no. It was too made up, and I was gonna be like, I'm gonna regret this.
Are you gonna make something up? Oh, lousy.
All right, our next flash post. Did you guys see the guy who jumped over and like tackled the judge?
Bro, don't send him to jail. Send him to the Olympics.
Or
That
sent him on
was
a
a-
football team?
That was a crazy ass jump.
I think he said before he jumped, he was like, "Oh hell no!" And then like, and everyone's like looking at it coming, and then he just jumps over.
Wasn't he in court for assault?
No, and literally right before he was like apologizing, like, "I will never do this again." He was like, "I've,
And then it
I've
hit him.
changed," and then she's like, "I appreciate this, but." You still have to, serve or whatever. And then he's like, "Oh hell no!" And then
And then he's like, unless. And then he jumps right over, and now he has to appear before her again.
yeah, and then now he has like a whole mask and he has like gloves on. This is what it looks like. This is this mask thing.
Honestly, couldn't they very much put him in an insane asylum for that? Because he wouldn't have to go to jail at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe that was his angle. He was like, shit, if I'm going to jail, I'm going to go chill at a hospital instead
Yeah.
where shit's more comfortable.
No, so this is what happens in like I'm gonna take it to Batman, but like a lot of their villains, they go like crazy so that they can purposely go to this asylum. It's called Arkham Asylum. And so people were saying with his mask, he looked like a Bane, like the Batman character. And so that he could purposely go into an asylum because like they always end up escaping because like,
Very good, Amber.
Yeah.
You got that.
Thanks.
This reminds me of when the guy in, was it Afghanistan or Iraq that threw the shoe at the chappal at George Bush?
George Bush, yeah.
Man, that's a fire video. Sometimes I watch that, pump me up before the day.
Yeah.
It gets me going. I really like that.
It was a
video.
good throw.
It was no, it actually wasn't. He threw both of them, and I gotta say, Bush,
The dodging skills.
GW, he really dodged it up. I gotta give it up to him.
There was
He-
like memes where he's like the
jukes.
Matrix.
Yeah.
And then like he's dodging, instead of dodging the bullets, he's dodging shoes.
But that's like more embarrassing than getting tackled like this judge did.
Oh yeah.
Like getting like flip flops thrown at you.
It's more bestie.
Way more basty. Yeah. That's like
this one's like scary a little bit.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the dude on the side, you were just like immediately like he knew what to do and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared for the lady. I was like, dang, like that must
Yeah.
be insane.
Yeah.
They gotta have like some barriers, like higher barriers, or
Or like maybe don't have like the security guard should just be on
yeah,
better
in the
look.
front.
Like you didn't see him taking a running start.
No, so I don't know if you guys watched like Judge Judy, but like, she's
Bailiff?
Judge Judy's right in front, and like the security guard is literally right there
Yeah.
because
The bailiff.
he always gets like the stuff from if they have evidence or something, he like always
In
pulls it
front
back.
of the desk.
Yeah.
But
So-
like I don't know why homie was chilling.
Yeah.
So this video actually really inspires me because I have jury duty this Friday.
You're gonna jump
And-
over.
And if I don't get selected, bro, I'm going for it.
Wait, you want to get selected?
Yes, I've been in jury duty twice now, and they don't pick me. They're playing. They're like,
Wait, I thought that if you don't get selected, you don't have to ever go back for jury duty.
no.
Have you ever did jury
I've
duty?
never done jury
I've
duty.
never been like called for jury duty. How come you got called 3 times?
No, twice.
And they still don't pick you.
They're like, they ask a bunch of questions, and like sometimes the prosecutor, they'll be like, oh, judge, like this person has a cop in their family, so please excuse them. And they're like, okay, yeah, excuse, whatever. And like they didn't even tell me why for me.
Because they were like, he a brown man, he untrustworthy.
No, it's because I'm too fired. Like I would have picked I would have had some really good I would have been in with the jury stirring
Yeah.
the pot a little bit.
There's actually a show. It's actually run by like the creators of The Office, but it's called Jury Duty. And essentially, they have one guy like who's actually serving jury duty,
yeah.
and everybody else is an actor. So they give
That's
him like
so
fake
fire.
scenarios
Wait, like in real life,
in real life.
that
like
guy's actually serving jury
he's
duty,
serving
At least
jury
he
duty.
thinks
he
he
thinks
is.
he is,
and he's in a show.
and he's in
Yeah.
a show. It's actually fire. I only seen one episode, but it was like amazing.
Is this new?
It came out like
Really?
end of last year or something. But you
Dude,
should
this
check it
sounds
out.
cool.
You should check it out. And there's a famous
like this.
actor in it. I forgot his name, but he's a famous actor. And like he's like, dude, aren't you the famous actor? And he's like playing himself, like as a famous actor. Yeah. So he's like, yeah. And then everyone else is obviously an actor, but they have like weird, like different characters that they're playing.
And
I
they do
like
like
this.
really outrageous things to
Yeah.
get reactions.
Yeah. You know what sucks is they give you $20. That's it.
Per the day?
Yeah.
What?
So you go, you get a lunch, and nowadays that means that you can get a bag of chips. So
Facts.
you go during the break, and you got to wake up super early. You got to like, check
Can
it.
you wear like, what do you wear?
You can wear whatever.
Oh.
What do you wear? Maybe it's like why they didn't choose
No,
you.
no, no. I was no. Some people showed up in like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, bro, with like they just woke up, had like a pigtail on the side, and they got selected. So it's not. I was ready for it. I was like,
But what were
and
you
it was a
wearing?
good case. Oh my god,
What
it was
were
like
you
something cool,
Oh.
like somebody
Like
like
a murder or something?
Yeah, something like cool. And because if it's like something
That's from the
traffic or
back.
something, it's like I don't care. Like
Yeah.
let them go. It's fine. But if it's something like
I don't think
yo,
they're
like,
taking traffic to trial,
no, I go to traffic court all the time.
but not.
But
to
yeah, there's not a
trial.
jury.
Yeah, but you're not going. Like these are cases that make it to trial. Like they don't get settled or
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, so it could be something traffic related. It could be.
Like if they had like an extreme situation.
Like one time my dad, he got like this Chinese lady, she set up a trap in the middle of the road with her bumper, and then like my dad ran over the bumper, and then a few cars did, and he pulled over, and he was like, oh, like what's wrong, like your bumper's in the middle of the road, and then she goes, you did it. And then the husband comes out, starts immediately taking pictures, and like this whole like setup. It was a
Oh
whole
my
setup.
God.
And then my dad was just like kind of really just surprised. He was like, I pulled over to try to help you. I thought something was wrong. What are you doing right now? And then it was this whole thing. And then when they went to the court, before like it even went further, the judge was like, why did you set up this whole scenario to the Chinese couple? And then
shit.
he's like, this is not going any further. Like, because there was like a person who matched up, I forget what they call, like a mechanic that tried to like put stuff together of like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
hit it, and they basically determined it was like a setup the entire time. But it wasted, like a lot of time and all this stuff. And my dad was worried. He's like, am I gonna have to like hire somebody, all this stuff? But it would have gone that far if they determined that like
it wouldn't go
it
to
was
like
something.
they wouldn't need a jury, but they would go in front of a judge for sure. Like they wouldn't have a jury decide. That's like for like like real life shit. Like not like that's kind of fairly minor. It's not like a murder thing. Like for example, like a non-SAID thing would
Yeah.
like need a jury. Like that.
yeah, yeah.
Like there's levels to this shit.
Okay, well, I just thought like it's like if it goes to a certain level where it's like I don't know.
Yeah. I was driving on the highway and this car, this is fully a one-way highway, and 15 feet over and a bunch of trees over is the oncoming traffic. So where I am, there's 4 lanes of traffic going one way, which is the way I'm going. I'm driving, and all of a sudden, I just see a car driving straight towards me. So I zoom 3 lanes to the left. I'm like, what the fuck? And we're a mile away from the closest exit that they would have gotten on from. I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on? So I called the cops. And I was like, there's somebody who's going to get severely hurt because there's somebody driving backwards on the highway. So
And then they determined it was actually you. He was driving the right way.
So a month later, my mom gets a letter in the mail, and it says Amber Khan gives me a court date, and it says that I have to go in for drinking and driving. Okay.
I knew it.
And I was like,
Dang.
my
was
mom
you.
looks at me and she was like, you've been lying to me this whole time. You've always told me you don't drink. I was like, Mom, are you really questioning me? Like, I'm telling you I don't drink. Like, this is not me. Like, I don't know what's happening. I swear to God, Mom, I'll put my hand on a garage. She was like, Amber, why would the court send you a letter saying that you have to go to court for a drunk driving incident?
I agree.
Is this your
Yeah.
name? Is this your name?
I wish
like,
I was
yeah.
on that jury.
She's like, is this your name? I was like, yeah. She's like, this is our address and this is your court date you need to show up for. And she goes silent on me. She won't speak to me for like an hour. There's so much tension in the room. And I'm like almost at tears. Like, Mom, please believe me.
You
Like,
actually have tears right now.
it's allergies.
Oh.
She was like, I was like, please believe me, Mom. Like, it wasn't me. I eventually go and I'm like scanning the whole thing. And it's like, you have to appear in court, da, 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 da. And then all the way in the corner, I see I a different name versus the state. Come to realize that the call that I made,
Witness.
they were calling me as a witness. They just weren't stating it like that.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, Mom, see, like, this is the thing. And so I completely forgot about it. I went to Miami. and
then you start drinking and driving.
Yeah, on the opposite side.
I'm on a boat, and I get a call in the middle of the boat, and they're like, hey, Miss Amber, we're just calling to make sure that we'll see you in court tomorrow. And I was like, I'm on a boat in Miami. Like, I will not be at a court date. They're like, wait, but like, we need you as a witness. I was like, nobody gave me a call. I wasn't going to just show up somewhere.
Didn't they give you a date beforehand?
I am not believing a letter in the mail. I'm sorry. Like,
what? Like, you didn't believe the court?
No, like, I believed it, but like, there needs to be, like, if you really want me there, call me about it.
You know, you can go to jail for that.
Well, I didn't. I was like,
yeah,
19.
you're probably helping the witness.
I'm about to call the police right now.
Yeah, no, I was like, nobody called me about it. Like, I'm unsure what you want me to do. And they were like, oh, okay. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your trip. I was like, thanks.
That's hilarious.
Appreciate it.
There was actually a moment where like my mom, she was like, you know, in her room and she was just looking out the window, and this is like at 3 a.m. and she hears a loud crash and she sees a car like crashing, spinning out and whatnot. She's like, oh my God. She comes to my room. She's like, hey, I just saw an accident. Like, can you call 911? Like, we need to like help this person. And so then I call 911 and it's like, hello, if press 5 if you want to like call 911. We're like, what the heck? This is 911 now? I haven't called 911 in forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the heck? You're telling me to like press 5 and whatnot? Anyways,
Bitch, this is an emergency.
yeah. So I just hang up. I'm like, all right, screw this. I go walk. Like my mom's like, let's check it out. So I was like, all right. I didn't want her to go alone. So I check out. This is like 3 a.m. So we go out. The car's like crumpled, like, and it's crazy.
Damn.
And I see a guy running, like really goofy. Like, you know, the Get Out guy? He's literally running like that. He's running like that, like sideways. He's running across the street. And then he runs towards me. Like literally like Get Out. And so I'm like running towards him.
Why are you running towards him?
Because I want to make sure he's good. Like, I think he's like in shock or something.
Oh, okay.
So like, and he kind of looked goofy. He didn't look like scary. So I was just
He
like,
could be sleepwalking. He's in like a dream state where he's like, oh, I gotta run to the end zone.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. He like tackles you.
yeah. And so then I was like kind of like telling my mom to like, you know, back off. And so I was going there just to, like make sure to check. So then like there's like space between my mom and I. So if anything were to happen to me, then like, you know, my mom has some room to whatever. But so then I like go up to him and I'm like running backwards and he's like still running. He like runs past me and I'm like, are you okay? Like, do you need help? He's like, no, I'm good. And like, I'm like, bro, motherfucker just like got into an accident. Like his car like flipped over, all the doors. There's no possible way for him to get out. So I was just like, dude, are you okay? Like, you sure? He's like, yeah, my friend just lives in this neighborhood. And I'm just like, what the heck? And then he just runs straight into my neighborhood. And then all these like cops and like ambulance come. And then finally 911 calls me back. And they're like, hey, did you call? I was like, yeah. Like,
Sorry, we're on a donut stop.
yeah. And by the way, like, this is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after like I called them.
Yeah.
I already had the conversation or everything. So then I'm like, I told him everything. Like, there's this guy, he was just like running, and then like he just runs into my neighborhood. And so once the ambulance and all that stuff got there, I just tell the cops there too, like, hey, this is what happened and whatnot. And they're like, oh, it's fine. Like, they're like, did you see where the guy went? I was like, yeah, he went into my neighborhood. You know, it could be scary. Like, you know, he might do something. And they're like, okay, it's fine. We're like, what the heck? Like, and they're like, no worries.
He probably stole the car, crashed it, and was trying to get away.
Yeah, I had no idea. It's either that or he was like maybe on something. And
It was Amber. She was drunk driving. She ran into him, and then he ended up in your neighborhood.
yeah. So I have no idea. Like maybe it was like he was on something and he crashed it, and then he didn't want to get seen.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
like,
3 a.m. She didn't have her makeup on.
Yeah. So then, but I didn't get called for any witness thing. So thank God. I
Nice.
might maybe in a month.
I mean, you might.
Yeah,
And you better not be on a boat in Miami.
yeah. I hope to be, honestly. But yeah, that was like a random thing. I was like, what the heck?
That's wild.
Do we want to do another flash post?
Is it last one? We can do one more.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys know Peloton, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Christopher Nolan is the director, and he was on the Peloton, and he was watching the video and like following the instructor, and the instructor goes, "Have you seen this movie? It sucks. Did anyone see this shit? What the fuck was going on in that movie? That's 2.5 hours of my life that I want back." And he was talking about Christopher Nolan's movie.
Tenet.
Tenet.
Yeah.
So while he's doing it, the instructor is
Like, what are
roasting
the
his movie.
chances
Yeah.
that a Hollywood film director is using a Peloton,
Yeah.
ends up doing a class from this lady, and she says something about his movie.
Yeah, she's like, "What the fuck was that?" Like,
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
he
talk
himself
about
like
it?
put it out there?
I think he was in an interview and then he just like mentioned it. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I was on a Peloton the other day and this lady like roasted my movie or something like that. So then the lady, she saw this article and she was like, Christopher Nolan, like she was like, I had no idea, like, 4 years, she made this apparently 4 years ago. So like, it's like a replay
like a
of
recording.
a recording of a class. And so she's like, I didn't think this director would see this 4 years later. And she's like, by the way, like, I still stand by it. I have no idea what happened in that movie, but I love Oppenheimer. Like that, like I've seen that twice and that's like time I would never want to give back. But she was like, hey, if you want to come to my class, like come through to my class in person.
That's so
And
funny.
So
And
hopefully it
I
happens.
saw the post, and people in the comments were like, "She's absolutely right. She didn't miss."
Yeah. I
was
like
like-
the movie. It's very hard to understand. So,
Yeah,
What's it called? Tenet?
Tenet. Yeah.
Interesting.
it's with John David Washington and
And Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I know who that is.
yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, God. Not this again.
When he posted that clip, people were like, "Oh, I totally understand."
Dude, there were so many Twilight fans. I'm telling you.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was funny. I think that if I saw something like that, I would be so honored and baffled of like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty chill. I mean,
Yeah. I think because a lot of people ask him like, what do you think about people not understanding your movies? And he's like, that's the point I make them. Like they need to be like,
He's like, I like my movies to make no sense.
yeah. Like,
but maybe it does hit like a soft spot if like it's the same movie that everybody's mentioning.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And then you're like, God, I got to get away from all this. Let me go on my Peloton.
yeah,
Not her too.
yeah, because that is the movie everyone talks about.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, man.
That was good. All right. Well, this was fun. Good job, everybody.
Good job.
We did it.
Good job, we did it.
We did it.
It's a very slow day here in the Strange Flavors
Office.
studio.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah. No. I mean, it was good. I'm just saying, like, we started off slow.
You're not having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun.
You're not having good time?
Good time right now.
Rock hard.
I'm bricked up. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's been another
Say
week.
that?
wait.
Why did you say that?
I'd like to get away with things real quick and then let it hit.
If you're
That's,
watching this late into the podcast, that means you loved this podcast, and that means you should become a patron because we have amazing Patreon episodes that we put a lot of work into, and we talk about Amber's secret stuff that she didn't
$5.
reveal today.
we're making Amber's list on the Patreon
yeah, we're making
today.
Amber's list on the Patreon today.
$5.
We have amazing patrons that show up and comment and have this little community going on. So
And the Patreon bonus episodes, which do get posted every single week, just like this episode, are fire. They're a lot of fun. So check them out.
Per.
And watch all the old ones. It's
Yeah.
not like you're just watching the newest. Like you get the whole catalog.
And there
My
is
God.
some tea that we have
A lot of tea.
spilled
Yeah.
on the Patreons.
a lot of tea. Amber talks about her dreams, like vivid dreams that happen on there. What?
It's
This
been
is
another
true.
week.
I did do that.
Another week.
Another flavor?
A little stranger.
We'll talk to you next.